Hello and welcome to Ms. Learn. I am your host, Jack, speaking to you live from sunny Los Angeles, America. If you can hear my voice, congratulations. You have just taken the first step into a 20-day journey that will change your life. You are not here to memorize grammar rules. You are not here to read boring textbooks. You are here because you want to speak. You want to communicate. You want to sound like you belong in a global conversation. Close your eyes for a second. Seriously, close them. I want you to imagine yourself standing in a room full of people. Maybe it's a business meeting in London. Maybe it's a party in New York. Or maybe it's just a video call with a client. Someone looks at you, smiles, and says, "Hi, tell me a little bit about yourself." Does your heart beat faster? Do you freeze? Do you automatically say, "My name is, I am from," and then stop? If you do, that ends today. Over the next 20 days, I am going to be your personal coach. I'm going to be in your ear, guiding you, correcting you, and pushing you to speak English not just with your mouth, but with your mind. We are going to build your English brick by brick until you are building skyscrapers of conversation. Today is day one, the foundation. Today, we are going to destroy the robotic introductions you learned in school and replace them with natural, confident, American-style English. Are you ready? Let's begin. Let's start with the basics. But I don't mean basic as in easy. I mean basic as in essential. When you meet someone, the first 3 seconds determine how they treat you. If you sound unsure, they will treat you like a beginner. If you sound confident, they will treat you like an equal. Most students say, "Hello, how are you?" It's grammatically correct, but it's stiff. It's robotic. Here in Los Angeles, if I walk into a coffee shop and say, "Hello, how are you?" everyone will look at me like I am selling insurance. I want you to try something different. I want you to loosen up. In professional but friendly English, we often use, "Hi there," or, "Hey, how's it going?" Listen to the music of my voice. I don't say, "How is it going?" That is a robot. I say, "How's it going?" It flows like a river. I want you to try it. I'm going to be quiet for 3 seconds. I want you to say, "Hi there," out loud, wherever you are. Ready? Go. Did you say it? Good. Now try the second one. "How's it going?" Imagine you are smiling. When you smile, your voice changes. It becomes warmer. Try it now. "Hey, how's it going?" Excellent. This is the first rule of the Ms. Learn channel. English is not about words. It is about connection. Now let's handle the biggest mistake I hear from people all over the world. The "my name is" trap. In school, you were taught to say, "My name is Jack." Is it wrong? No. Is it natural? Rarely. Native speakers, especially in America and the UK, value speed and efficiency. "My name is" feels very formal, almost like you are in a police station giving a statement. If you want to sound more natural, you have 2 better options. Option 1 is simply, I am Jack, but we contract it. I'm. Listen to the sound. It's not I am. It is one smooth sound. I'm. Hi, I'm Jack. It's powerful. It's direct. It shows you own your identity. Option 2 is for when you are on the phone, or perhaps entering a Zoom call where people can't see you clearly yet. You say, "Hi, it's Jack." Never say, "I am Jack" on a phone call. It sounds strange. Always use, "It's Jack," or "This is Jack." So let's practice. I want you to say your own name using the I'm method. Do not say, "My name is." Throw that away for today. I will introduce myself, and then you introduce yourself to me. "Hi, I'm Jack." Now you go. Perfect. Do you feel the difference? I'm is lighter. It's friendlier. It puts the listener at ease. Moving on. After your name, people usually ask, "Where are you from?" This is where 90% of conversations die. They die a sudden death. Why? Because you give a one-word answer. Someone asks, "Where are you from?" You say, "I am from Pakistan," or "I am from India," and then Silence. The other person doesn't know what to say next. You have put the burden on them. To be a great English speaker, you must learn the hook method. You never just give the location. You give a hook, a small piece of information that the other person can grab onto to continue the conversation. Let me give you an example. The boring way. I'm from Los Angeles. The Ms. Learn way. I'm from Los Angeles, which is famous for its terrible traffic and great movies. Do you see what I did there? I gave two hooks, traffic and movies. Now the other person can say, "Oh, I love movies," or, "Oh, is the traffic really that bad?" The conversation flows. Let's analyze the grammar of location. If you were born there and still live there, say, "I'm from city." If you are currently living somewhere else, use, "I'm originally from city, but now I'm based in city." Based in is a very professional phrase. It makes you sound like a global citizen. I'm based in Dubai. I'm based in London. Let's try a simulation. I want you to think about your city. What is one thing, just one thing, it is famous for? It could be the food, the weather, the history, or even the chaos. I am going to ask you where you are from. I want you to answer with the location and the hook. Jack. So, where are you from? Did you add the hook? Did you say, "I am from my city, it's a very busy place"? Or, "I am from my city, the food there is amazing"? If you did, you are already speaking better than 50% of English learners. The third pillar of introduction is your profession. What do you do? Again, avoid the robot trap. I am a doctor. I am an engineer. I am a student. It is accurate, but it is boring. I want you to focus on the value you provide, not just the title. This is a very American concept. We care about what you do, not just what you are. Instead of, "I am a teacher," try, "I work in education. I help students learn English." Instead of, "I am a driver," try, "I work in logistics. I make sure people get to where they need to go." Do you hear the difference? One is a label, the other is a story. Let's look at the grammar here. We often use the phrase, "I work as a," or "I'm in." I'm in sales. I'm in marketing. I'm in the medical field. This phrase, "I'm in," is very useful when you don't want to be too specific or if your job is complicated. Let's practice. I want you to think about your job or your studies. If you are a student, don't just say, "I am a student." Say, "I'm studying computer science because I love technology." Give me the why. So tell me, what do you do? That was good, but I want you to say it with more power. In English, we stress the important words. I work in sales. Don't speak in a flat line. English has ups and downs. It has hills and valleys. Try it again. Stress the key words. What do you do? Much better. Now we have covered name, location, and profession. But a conversation is a tennis match. You hit the ball, and then you must wait for the ball to come back. But sometimes, you have to serve the ball back to them. The biggest sign of a fluent speaker is how they transition the turn. After you answer, never just stop. Always flip the question back. The simplest way is, "And you?" But let's make it more professional. I'm Jack. I'm based here in LA. How about you? What brings you here? What brings you here is a beautiful phrase. It means, why are you here? But it is much more polite. Why are you here? Sounds like an accusation. What brings you here? Sounds like an invitation. Let's do a full simulation. This is the most important part of today's lesson. I am going to play the role of a stranger you meet at a conference. I will speak, and then I will leave a silence. In that silence, you must speak. You must use the I'm method, the location hook, and the flip back. Ready? Let's enter the simulation. Hey there. I don't think we've met yet. I'm Jack. Nice to meet you. I love your energy. So where are you based? Oh, really? That sounds fascinating. I've always wanted to visit there. And what keeps you busy these days? What do you do? I'm actually a linguistic coach. Thanks for asking. How did that feel? Did you panic? Did you stumble? If you did, It is okay. That is why we are here. The goal is not perfection. The goal is flow. If you paused, rewind this audio and do it again. And again. Until you don't have to think about it. Until I'm and your name comes out as easily as a breath. Before we finish day 1, I want to give you a secret weapon. It is something called the Schwa sound. In English, we don't pronounce every vowel clearly. We are lazy speakers. For example, look at the word today. It is spelled T-O-D-A-Y. But we don't say today. We say today. That little sound, that is the schwa. Tonight becomes tonight. Police becomes police. Why am I telling you this on day 1? Because if you try to pronounce every single letter perfectly, you will sound like a machine. Hello, I am from Pakistan. No. Relax your mouth. I'm from Pakistan. From becomes from. I'm a doctor. A becomes Let's practice this lazy, natural sound. Repeat after me. Today. Tomorrow. I'm from London. Do you hear how smooth that is? Mastering the schwa is the difference between sounding foreign and sounding fluent. As we wrap up, let me warn you about 3 red flags. These are mistakes that instantly tell people your English is weak. Mistake 1. Saying, myself is Jack. Never, ever say this. Myself is a reflexive pronoun. It cannot start a sentence like this. It is grammatically incorrect and sounds very bad to a native ear. Stick to, I'm Jack. Mistake 2. Saying, good name. In many cultures, it is polite to ask, what is your good name? In English, we don't have good names or bad names. We just have names. Just ask, what's your name? Or, may I have your name? Mistake 3. Overusing sir or ma'am. Respect is good, but in Western culture, and increasingly in global business, too much yes sir, no sir, thank you sir, creates a distance. It puts you below the other person. If you want to be treated as an equal, use their first name once they introduce themselves. If I say, hi, I'm Jack, don't call me sir, call me Jack. It shows confidence. We are coming to the end of day 1. You have survived the first step of the Ms. Learn Challenge. Today we threw away the robotic, my name is. We learned to say, I'm. We learned to add a hook to our location. We learned to explain the value of our job. And we learned the schwa sound. Here is your homework for today. And yes, I check homework. I want you to record yourself. Open the voice recorder on your phone. Record a 30-second introduction using everything we learned today. Listen to it. Does it sound like you? Does it sound confident? If not, delete it and do it again. Do it 10 times if you have to. Tomorrow, on day 2, we are going to tackle small talk. How to talk about the weather, how to compliment someone, and how to fill those awkward silences when nobody knows what to say. I am Jack. This is Ms. Learn. And remember, you don't need more words, you need more courage. See you tomorrow.